Hi there, people. This is Drydown again, and in my previous video, you have found that I have a new crush in the world of fragrances, which is Ursa Battiziera Terezzi. But there was also one fragrance that I thought I would adore, and that I didn't like that much, and it is uh, Laskarina by Frapin. And why did I like? What was I thinking? Like that I would like this fragrance more than others. I think it's a rose fragrance. Yes, it is. Yeah, a rose fragrance. Why this rather than another? And what I would say is that it is a genuinely pretty good fragrance if you consider it by itself. It doesn't cost much. It's a really nice rose fragrance that is pretty unique, smelling pretty different from other fragrances, and but there's like so many things to consider there. But okay, first off, Lascarina is like a an important historical figure for Russia, if I remember correctly. I think she was something like a Corsair. I could be wrong, but something like a pirate or a Corsair, and she eventually got to be the first woman general of the Russian, like the Tsar's army in Russia. Now, uh, I was seduced only by like the idea of making a fragrance after such an historical figure. I don't know much about this figure, but it's pretty interesting, like to do a fragrance on a lady that was like a general and that was like that kicked ass and probably killed people. That was interesting. So I was like, I was eager to check it out, and when I first like tried it on, I was wow. I thought it was really good because there's a pear note in there. There's like the woodiness, the rose, the it was like perfect, like enough freshness, enough like intense, what we would call masculinity, but not really, and the rose, which is elegant and noble. It was like a dream, and the pear note. I really love pear notes. It's incredible. You might have seen that in another video of Toka Florence. Then, what happens is it doesn't last long until it gets to the dry down, and the dry down is like not bad, but it's not my cup of tea. It smells a bit like this thing I reviewed on my channel that's called Moschino Toy Boy, which is super cool. Like it's cheap and it's like a designer that smells like a niche fragrance, and it projects a lot. But it smells a bit like that on the dry down. It's like the rose with the stick, with the wood, but on a stick, the wooden stick, and it's super nice, like freshly cut rose or something, but like super cool in the Toy Boy. But there, it's like I think it's a bit dry. I think it's not nothing much happens, and it stays like that, but on a skin scent, like very close to skin, and no one really wants to come near someone and smell like that woodiness with a bit of rose. I don't know. It smells a bit outdated too, which like is really a bummer because the opening was like so amazing, and yeah, afterwards, like it on my skin it lasted maybe 4 hours, which is ridiculously low considering that I like normally things that people say, oh, the projection on this is really bad, oh, the projection, oh, the performance on this is really bad. It's always like it always lasts me like 6 8 hours. Like Dolce Gabbana light blue, not even the intense lasts me like 6 8 hours. So what I conclude is that this one is like a really bad performance problem that I think most people will say, well, then reapply. And I will say, yeah, but sometimes you just don't like to carry around the fragrance that you wear all the time. And but it's also a good thing sometimes because low projection fragrances sometimes like you put them during the day and afterwards during the night you put something else on that like is more performing. But nonetheless, um, not sure about that one. It's like and I was eager because they really did that thing where they're trying to they were doing like this feminine and masculine like archetypal thing in fragrances together to like project that the feminine things in fragrances can be very strong, just like the feminine traits in average life that are associated with femininity are like sometimes really strong traits that we must fight to elevate in our culture with like most of the traits that are valued are archetypally masculine traits, and sometimes these traits that are valued a lot may be weak. There's some weakness and strength in both archetypes, and it was nice that they did a fragrance that was trying to respect that thing. That being said, so many fragrances out there are trying to do that, and one of the houses that does that a lot is the designer house of Serge Lutens. And I will try some of their fragrances and tell you about it. So that was my editorial for today. Stay tuned. Spread love. Spread love. Bye bye.